Alright, so I made changes to this act. I don't know if it was 12 rounds before, but it is now. It'll be a 4-part act instead of 5. Well, the other ones have mostly been except for 10, not 7. It was 7 episodes. It wasn't 7. It wasn't 7 races. Ow. Because Silhouette has perished in that wreck that caused driving the Alfa Romeo Giulia. All the golden touch right here. Well, we have him and Governor anyway. 16-year-old sat this one out. And then I switched to a Countach. Deliverances in the Supra, not in GT86, because that thing, I tested this, see how well it was balanced, and that thing was 5-second sword and everything else, so. Didn't seem like it'd be terribly interesting if he were here, so. I was actually driving during the test to pass the time, since I had to sit there for 10 minutes through the qualifying session that I have to leave in. So I might as well put it on 10 minutes and test it, test the act before I do them on screen, so that there's not one that'll win every race. A tactic I wish I had employed in Act 4, because while yeah, the spectacle is more important, I would rather one driver not win every race. It was with the previous act, while mine was supposed to be the superior vehicle, 6 and 8s and Raceman, and even occasionally the Countaches could win a race, meaning that there were like 7 vehicles that could win. But in Act 4, unless Alex started last or was wrecked out of the race, he would win every race. Skip this qualifying. I sat here trying to, this is a new hype in my car. We haven't seen this vehicle yet because I've been saving it for him when I decided to put him in, which is now. Also 96, it's just too short. 2 numbers off, too lower than I would want it. Oh, Grease Lightning's on the pole. Gearhead just, wow, alright, Geary. And it's a great start! Gearhead got the Blue Star mechanic from Star Trek Challenge on that SUV of his. So, to kind of give it off right now, because you'll find out pretty quickly anyway, the strong cars in this tier, this act, are going to be Grease Lightning, Bedlam, and Governor. They have the best cars by one way or another. And conveniently for them, 2 of the 3 start up near the front, and the Governor's already made up 2 places, and we're not even to the second sector of the track yet, which would actually start on underneath the kind of like tunnel bridge. It should be coming to view in a moment. Yeah, there. That bridge is usually sector 2 split. Like a spectator bridge and a car bridge, obviously, but you know. So basically this act is called The Forgotten, because a lot of the drivers in this act are ones that haven't got much or even any representation, except for myself, in Universe 0. Just either because their cars didn't fit, or because of just not being a character that I particularly enjoy too much. Like, Sparky is just here. The only gig she has is that we always tend to call her any name that isn't Sparky. And she doesn't drive much faster in the Skyline of hers, either. It doesn't improve any, so she's bound almost entirely to the same Skyline, and nothing can ever change it, because I can't think of anything else that would fit her. Allegedly the GTR GT3, but that would just be Vert Wheeler's car, so that's not going to work really too well either. Grease Lightning's finally passed Gearhead, the other Porsche that's in this race. And, oh yeah, I was like, wait a minute, how am I here? I'm in a 4-seat. No, I'm not. I'm not in that car. I'm in a Countach. So yeah, I guess its omnipresence continues. I did kind of take the KTM out of this on purpose because, well, A, it's kind of faster than all of these cars, too much so, and B, well, I mean, it's had enough. It's gone through enough. Plus will be seen at 4 of them in the next one. Act 13 will be having 4 crossbows and potentially a Countach, depends on what I do with it, but I don't think so. I think we'll be seeing something else. But Act 13, as I mentioned before, 13 will be largely the additive characters, and it won't be me there, it'll be Chaos Viper instead. That's what I plan to do with that. The Riker is, or myself, Riker Lomo, is the side that works with Team Hot Wheels. Chaos Viper is the side that races with everyone else. As backwards as that is, and I might fix that after 13, or just have myself. Actually, no. We'll just have Chaos Viper have been a one-off thing. I can't even think of a compelling plotline for him like I could for myself, so I think I'll just keep myself as the driver. The Chaos is the one-off. So I'm assuming I'm not faster than, Greased Lightning. No, I'm 2 seconds slower. Bedlam would be faster, I almost guarantee it, but he's stuck behind Gearhead. It's sort of weird because, well, I can think of 3 designs for Muscle Tone. There's the black and red design from Velocity X. There's the orange and black one that I have at my house, which I had in the display case. And then there was the white and black and red and every other color. Like every other kind of color like that. Like Sin City, Muscle Tone, and World Race on the Scorchers team. But I actually think of the Velocity X livery as the canon one. Also, Happy Man doesn't really have a great car. It is not the worst in the race. Obviously, he's ahead of Race Cam and is running faster laps. That's not Race Cam, that's Raceman. Raceman has an actual, like, sponsor on the back of his car. That's a car, like, wax company on the back of that. But it even says Paul, which is Wax's Cleaners, so yeah. It even tells you what it is. So Fast is actually back in his Act 1 Mura, which I thought would be a little more viable now, but this was not accurate. It was inaccurate information. This thing is still utterly worthless. Madison's in a BMW, kind of the same BMW, and that was sort of intentional as well. Because of course, there's a lot of yellow on screen here. The 3 yellow vehicles, nope, there's dope Sparkies in the script too, I'm done. So yeah, all of the 3 yellow vehicles that are in this race are right there. Well, geez, Greased Lightning, I didn't know your car was that much better. Greased Lightning making his 2nd appearance in Universe Zero. He appeared in Act 5, I believe. It might have been, it was 4, 5, or 8. No, it was 8. It couldn't have been 5. And it really couldn't have been 4 either, because Greased Lightning was a 70s F1 car. It was like a classic F1 car. So yeah, it was Act 8, when everyone switched to the really fast cars and Alex ran away with his Ferrari FXX. With like every race. Your head is clinging valiantly, but I don't really know how far that'll take him in that vehicle. But with Sparky doing what she's doing now, it's really hard for anybody to try and pass him, as Otto does precisely that. But it's harder for people to try and pass her, so that they can get the gearhead, because she's there being in this rather slow Nissan. I keep doing that. Yeah, the idea is that the whole collusion between M3 and Countach continues, with now me and Madison, the kind of real-life couple, except not really at all, are now in the same kind of car idea. So here's the thing. Dr. Justice is like kind of a worse crossbow here. It has good handling, especially compared to other cars here, like the Mustang that just smoked it into the turns somehow, and like the M3 and all that, but it does not have very good does not have any kind of top speed to it whatsoever. It has likely the lowest power out of any vehicle here. The only thing that would challenge that would either be Raceman or Hypermite. Which, I mean, I wish I could have found a better car for Hypermite, but as far as, like, compacts go, this is only, like, the only one that had, like, more than 100 horsepower. Because the only other, like, good compacts in this game, the Audi S1, which I think is absolutely ugly. And the other one is the Abarth 595, which basically, if you know that tiny little thing, if you've seen the Cars movies, Luigi, it's that car. That's the Abarth 595, or also just called the Fiat 595, because they're the same company, and this is like the Abarth 500F, same company, but it's actually like a remotely okay vehicle. Well, Bedlam is faster than me. I can see that right now. But, not faster enough, I don't think, because we only have one corner to go. Unless he gets some sort of crazy run out of it, I'll be in second. Oh god, he's getting a crazy run out of it. Oh no. Go? Shit. The leaderboard there says I got him. And the leaderboard there says I did not. Which one? Oh my god, I hate when it does this. Was I second or third? I'm going to believe this one though. So I think I got third. The Muscatone has a decent debut, doing better than Race Cam usually did in that vehicle. These two poor things. I'll get used to seeing this from them as well. I don't really see much else in their future here, unless they start at the front and somehow block like crazy. That's the only way I think they'll score anything in this series. Or this act. Unfortunately, Hypermite can't really be any other car. Also, I turned the points back by accident. I didn't want to do them that way. Nah, whatever. We're in for a bit of a lengthy race here as well. At the Highlands Drift course. Probably be close to 4-minute laps. I think it's three laps as well, so we're gonna have a 12-minute race. It'll almost be as long as the Nordschleife was in the last one. That was like a 13-minute race for 2 laps. That is if I remember the length of these laps correctly. The daylight savings threw off my sleep schedule more than it usually is thrown off, so I shortchanged myself an hour, and I am feeling the burn right about now. Scorchers. Well, apparently the game is like, yo, challenge accepted, boy. And they put Grease Lightning in last. Bye! I am leaving! Let's see how if he accepts the challenge. I think Bedlam will have this one pretty comfortably, assuming he doesn't wreck the car. I also realized this car could have fit perfectly well for Governor itself, but the Governor's been in this car before, and it felt like there wasn't really a need to change it, so I didn't change it. Let's see if I get all serial on them here. I have the Lamborghini, so I am liable to do that. This thing about me not really being a Hot Wheels character, I can just put myself in whatever car I feel like. I'm not bound to a specific car, especially when there are no Dodge Vipers or Acura NSXs in this game. Which is what I would probably want to drive, but they're not here, so... well, crap. Seems like a problem when you try and drive something that's not actually there. Don't you think? Yeah, I forgot about this. So there's basically 2 Elises in this race. One is literally just a completely better version of the other. Otto has a completely superior vehicle to Dr. Justice. And yet, even still, his car isn't that good either. You have like the handling 3 here. None of these cars have very good power. 240R, which is what Otto is, and maybe a little better, but not by much. This thing only has like 149. This has like 167, I think, and this might have like 204. I want to say. 240 is not horsepower. I don't really know what it is, but it's not really the horsepower, because otherwise it'd be past justice already. Oh my god. And Grease Lightning is just right there. So fast. Block. You're not really doing that very well. You're okay. And oh no, you're not done yet, apparently. Madison passed Twin Mill, apparently. Which is weird, because I figured the Ferrari GT would have been a better car than the M3, seeing as Alex performed better than XT3 in Act 1, where both these cars were used by those drivers. It's like an Act .75. There's some cars from Act 1, and then there's some cars that are even too slow for that. Then we have this Maserati from Act 2, as well as the 911 that Grease Lightning's in, which should be an Act 2 car. Gearhead's like in between Act 1 and 2, but more so into 2. Bedlam is just out of here. And these three are still just like welded together. But now Madison and Twin Mill have joined the party. I was also totally wrong on how long the laps were here. I think I was thinking of the full course, but these are only 2.5 minute laps. Block him, as if that wasn't already a part of your plan, but do it anyway. Do it better, because he's still there. Now, Grease Lightning and I are coming to join this 5-car collection, but I don't know if we'll get to them before the end of the race. If it were a 4-lap race, it'd be a chance. I looked at the map and I thought somebody had just like wrecked themselves, but no, they just went wide. This Twin Mill trying to pass Madison in a place where he really shouldn't have been trying. Bedlam takes a commanding victory with the governor, 2nd place. Justice takes 3rd, as I'm sure Otto is not too happy about. I hold off Grease Lightning for 8th. So now I think with that, Bedlam is the points leader. And So Fast will not keep that place, despite what that leaderboard there tells you. I know Deliverance Technical definitely had 10th there. Except he got totally shortchanged and he didn't score anything anyway, and they gave the point to Sofa. I don't understand this leaderboard in this game. See, the thing about the Countach is that to run a person off the road, it helps a lot if their car is faster than theirs. When it helps a lot, I basically mean if it's significantly faster than the Countach, they just kind of escape every time. So I won't really be able to ram, like, Bedlam, for example. But if somehow someone like Hypermite or Muscletone ends up in front of me, it's not impossible for me to just smack them out of the way. So fast it's on pole. Never mind. See you later, gearhead. And the governor is already just second after starting fourth. We barely even made it through the first corner. I just like sent it off the opening and gained a spot or two. And I passed Greased Lightning somehow and also Raceman. Oh my god! There will not be more than one upload. If the yawning is anything to go by, I am not currently there. The thing is, though, I have to be not so much faster that I just pass them before I even get to the end straight away. That's the other part of it. And Deliverance doesn't really meet those qualifications because his car is really not good in a straight line. Or in a corner, for that matter, even. So really, Deliverance is arguably still the worst car, and I even changed it because the other one was underpowered. Assetto's position didn't even change on this lap. Where's Bedlam at? Oh, in 9 muscle tone. And now in 9th next to muscle tone. And now in 8th, ahead of muscle tone. I think we're running into the same problem again. I'm so close to him, I didn't mean to do that I'll just go to pass him and probably succeed rather than run into him at the end of the straightaway. And therefore there will be no ramming for me in this race. I don't think there'll be much action here. I have this funny feeling that this is going to be a pretty tame one, actually. This entire act. I don't think one Lamborghini alone is enough to make this exciting enough. I really hadn't known this car had this much power. It just looked to me like a normal sedan. I would never have guessed it'd be able to do speeds greater than the Lamborghini can reach down most straightaways. Well, it might get something happening because, holy crap! Gearhead has, headed off Gearhead, or Gearhead has held it off Bedlam long enough for me and Greased Lightning as well to get to him. Bedlam's actually not as fast as we are, yet somehow he seems to be catching us. How does that work? Well, now we'll see something interesting. I'm hoping. Governor's car isn't a slouch like So Fast or the other car that I passed, so maybe I'll actually hit him. Though he's also faster enough to where I won't even be close enough. Also this grease lightning the sticks is likely facing here. Go away. That is absolutely not going away. My god, Deliverance's car looked like a ghost for a second there. Back! Back, I say. Okay, we're in front. Oh, and now Bedlam's there too. Oh, dear lord. I just pretty much chicken out, I guess. That's cool. Twin Wheel is also coming, but he doesn't have the time to join the party. Can Garrett seriously hold them off? I don't think he can. He can hold off the governor as long as he wants, but Grease Lightning and Bedlam have much more power than me. Apparently not enough, though. Yeah, no, it's not enough, guys. Governor went to try and pass Gearhead now? Why now? Guess it doesn't matter. Well, actually, it might matter, because no Grease Lightning's there. Okay, it no longer matters. So, Gearhead just won. Here. How did... I don't even... I just simply don't even... I don't even know. What just took place here? Okay, well there are your results. So Fast also with a good result, but that just came from starting near the front. Yeah, he started on pole. He started at the front, so not near it. He was there. And, yep. I had the one good race. Really, I wasn't even nearly as close to the lead as I thought I was. I haven't won a race yet. And even Gearhead's done that, so he's ahead of me in points, because that's 25 points right there. Hypermite's still the only poor soul who has not scored. But I mean, if Gearhead just won a race, anything can happen in this act, apparently. Also, I know you're probably going to wonder about, like, the whole... Well, assuming you could even see the BIOS to see when I typed that information. Which, I mean, I forgot to pin them because I was hoping maybe the problem had been fixed, but you didn't mention anything about them, so I don't know. But the idea for Silhouette being dead is that, well, Silhouette was Alex's best friend in disguise, obviously. And when Chaos Viper wrecked him at Monza in the final round of Act 11, that, like, critically injured him, and within mere minutes, he was no longer alive. Why he was hidden, he never got to tell us because he died. But I guess the idea for, I would assume you don't want that to be canon, since we don't actually take anything that I put in Universe Zero as official, so this is a different thing entirely. We'll say there's a second Silhouette that never crossed over, and that's the one that's actually been racing with the Team Hot Wheels guys. Like, there's multiple Silhouettes, sort of like, almost like a Link syndrome or something. Like there's more than one link, there's more than one silhouette. It's like a shadow cult, which sounds like something from like the Elder Scrolls or something, I don't know. But anyway, that is it for the first episode of Act 12, The Forgotten. Sort of also in reference to the fact that I like forgot that Muscle Tone could be here because we have a Mustang, which Muscle Tone is based off of a mixture of a Mustang and a Camaro, Chevy Camaro. So it's kind of like fitting in that sense. I think more so Camaro. But there's still, like, basically, of course, you can't really have a muscle car without people thinking, oh, is that a Mustang? Because it's sort of like, you know, anything remotely fancy. Oh, is that a Mercedes? Or is that a Lamborghini? Like, no, it is not. But, you know, people who don't know cars don't know cars, so they just assume everything that's remotely fancy is a Lamborghini. Even if it's like a fancy SUV, even the Lamborghini makes an SUV, so that isn't even valid anymore. But anyway.